today. Let's begin with round 50. The title of today's lecture is The Mind Discipline, Aliens, and the Inner World of the Earth. First of all, let's see about the commandments. In the mind discipline, it is indispensable to keep the commandments. If we want to purify our mind, it is necessary to stay in somewhat strict rules concerning speaking, thinking, and acting. There are 24 commandments below, and the first rule is the one which belongs to nearly all the religions on the earth. And the second rule is from the Christianism, and the 21 rules from 3 to 23 are from a sort of religion. However, as it is not appropriate to tell the name of that religion, I do not want to say about it. The last rule, 24, has been made by myself. I can say that these 24 commandments belong to nearly all the religions of the earth. Especially, the last rule that I made is the one in which we should not watch pornography. And it is the indispensable item in the comprehensive mind discipline. And so, if any person wants to discipline his or her mind with this method, he has to observe this rule strictly. Well, the first commandment is that you should revere or respect God. God means 하느님, 이기, 성령, 로고스, 변호자납을, 대일열의 법신불, 우주 절대정신, 우주신, or 상제님, etc. And second, you should respect your parents. And third, you should not verify anything falsely. And fourth, don't kill any living creature without any reason. And fifth, don't steal anything. And sixth, don't have any adultery. And seventh, don't say any evil or cruel word. And eighth, don't fight against anyone without any reason. And ninth, don't spend any money which belongs to a group or organization. And tenth, don't do any public work only by yourself. And 11, don't say any words concerning the misdeed or mistake of others. And 12, don't exchange any money with the intimate persons. And 13, don't exert yourself in earning money or obtaining other invaluable things. And 14, do always have that confidence of trust. And 15th, don't speak with any flattering and luxurious words. And 16th, don't be too proud. And 17th, don't be lazy. And 18th, don't speak any contradictory words with one mouth. And 19th, don't speak any childish, cruel, or absurd words. And 12th, don't be jealous. And 21st, don't be greedy. And 22nd, don't be angry. And 23rd, don't be stupid. And 24th, don't look at the pornography. Well, I think that these commandments are good for the modern people. If we discipline our mind and body hard, and if we keep these commandments well, our spirit will become purified and will be enhanced high. In keeping the commandments, the basis is that not only our speaking and activity, but our thinking is recorded in the Akashic record. The Akashic record exists around all the planets of the universe, and it is known that all the activity, speaking, and thinking of the living creatures are recorded in this specific belt around the planets. Well, I think that these commandments are good for the modern people. If we discipline our mind and body hard, and if we keep these commandments well, our spirit will become purified and will be enhanced high. In keeping the commandments, the basis is that not only our speaking and activity, but our thinking is recorded in the Akashic record. Next, let's talk about new vocabulary. In the sentences with the meaning of 초종교, transcendental religion, 초종교, there appear lots of words, and it is hard to meet them in our daily life. However, you can understand nearly all the words as you watch my lecture of this moving picture. But some of the words which appeared recently are the words that the ascended masters used in the course of channeling, or the words that we are not used to. Therefore, I'd like to explain them in somewhat detail. First, channeling. Channeling means to modulate a frequency, namely, some extraordinary person modulates his spiritual wave frequency to aliens or some spiritual existence and receives their teachings with telepathy. It is said that the recent trend shows the ongoing enlargement of the number of those persons. There are three sorts of channeling. One is the trance channeling, in which the channeler receives message in the complete unconscious state. And another is the telepathy channeling, in which the channeler does it in the utter state of consciousness. And the third is the authorizing channeling, in which the channeler receives message while he or she writes some of the sentences with the help of the spiritual existence sending the message. Next, channeler. It means a person who receives some message and has channeling communication. If I say the most famous channelers, for example, I can say Virginia Essen, who has a communication with Sananda, Jesus Christ. Virginia Essen. This woman is Virginia Essen. And Sananda, Jesus Christ, Sananda is alive now and still sends lots of beneficial information to the people of the earth. There is another famous channeler whose name is Aurelia Louis Jones, who had the communication with the great teacher Adama, who lives in the inner world of the earth. Aurelia Louis Jones. This woman is Aurelia Louis Jones. Aurelia, American. And the third person I can mention is George Van Tassel, who had the communication with the Commander Ashita of UFO Galaxy Fleet. George Van Tassel. This person is George Van Tassel, American. Next, star people. It means literally the people who came to the earth from other stars and now experiences the earth's life with their activity. It is said that along with the case of the research or investigation activity, lots of them came here in order to make people prepare well for the change of the earth after the polar shifts of the earth in 2012. However, the people of the earth did not experience the polar shift without any change. The word of star people has the same meaning as the word of star seed. which means the species of human beings who have been born just like the star people on the earth. Therefore, it means the people who have been sprinkled on the earth from other stars. There's another word, light worker, which has a little different meaning from the above mentioned star people or star seed. The meaning of the light worker is the person who works for the purpose of spreading light all over the earth. These people have a history of birth and death for a long time on the earth, and so they have had lots of the record of reincarnation. Next, twin flame, 쌍둥이 영혼 in Korean, twin flame, or twin mate. The God or the creation of the universe has the element of both man and woman from the beginning. And it is said that as the human being was created like the shape of God, in this case the shape is that of the spirit, not body, the shape of the spirit. A man or a woman has the same half of himself or herself. If one person is married to this twin spirit, his or her life of marriage can be happiness itself, of course. We can see some of the examples of this twin flame marriage. It is said that the twin flame of the Commander Ashita, who leads the spaceships in the sky of the earth, is Adena Sharon. This woman is Adena Sharon. Okay? Commander Ashita's wife, Adena Sharon. And the twin flame of Saint Germain, who stays in Telos, which is situated in the inside part of Mount Shasta of California, is Portia. There's another word, soul flame. That is the similar meaning of the word twin flame, but they are different from each other. Namely, the soul flame cannot be necessarily as a sexually different counterpart, and it cannot be necessarily two persons. And next, Earth grid. When we look at an atlas, we can see lots of longitude and latitude lines, like the shape of a fishing net. And these sort of lines exist over the earth, even though we cannot see them. These invisible longitude and latitude lines are said to be the energy flowing net system. This system is called the grid, and it connects the earth with the cosmos, and this grid is said to be the indispensable element for the purpose of putting energy to the earth. The old Lemurians, who are said to have lived on the earth, set up a high-level spiritual UFO civilization, and they dug the soil on the earth in many places and planted some crystal bars there in order to maintain this grid. However, as time went on, there occurred some change on the earth, and so the grid got disordered. And these days, the work to make it ordered or Pacific has been finished by the aliens. The energy lines which flow inside the grid are called the ley lines. Now let's look at the following picture. This is a picture of the Earth grid and ray field. We can see this picture in the book Earth, the Cosmos and You, 미카엘 대천사 메시지와 예언. This book. Next, vortex. Vortex is the center point and the door of energy, which is connected with other various energy fields. And next, radionics. It is the sort of research of the spirit with the help of the electronic apparatus. And next, portal. It is the door through which aliens move to other dimension. In other words, it is through this door that they go to higher or lower dimension. And birthing. It is the most common method with which aliens are born on the earth. In other words, they are born through the womb of their mother, and in this case, all of the remembrance of their pre-life is forgotten. Of course, all the facts of the pre-life is recorded in the deep subconsciousness, but in the real life, people generally cannot remember their pre-life. And walking. It is one of the methods through which an alien is born on the earth, and literally the spirit of the alien comes into the body of a person of the earth. In this case, there should be a consent between the alien and the person of the earth. And the spirit of the earth goes to the afterworld, and that of the alien comes into the body. Very interesting, isn't it? At this time, the alien knows distinctly who he is or with what purpose he came into the body. The basic difference between this walking method and other obsessing phenomenon is that the latter, that is the obsessing phenomenon, is the case in which a spirit comes into the obsessed person without his will. But the former walking method, the former is the case in which there exists an agreement between the two persons. Well, let's look at the following picture. This is a diagram of the vortex. The dark dots are the points of false vortexes. The same book, this book, in this book. And Shambala. It is known to be the capital city of the inside world of the earth. This inside world of the earth, 지제세계 in Korean, 지제세계 contains the surface part, which consists of the continents and oceans, along with the great world of caves. It is known that the number of the cities there is about 120, and the cities are those light or ether, ether in Korean, ether. Among all of the cities, Shambala is the metropolitan city, and it is situated under the Himalayan mountains. Therefore, the city of the cave inside the earth is the capital city of the inner world of the earth. It is said that the length of one side of the cave is nearly several hundred kilometers. Among the cities of the inner world, there are 4 cities where the old Lemurians live now, and 2 cities where the Atlantis people live. And this fact is in the book Tell Us One. This Tell Us One.